In today's fast evolving pharmaceutical and biotech industry, ensuring safety of medicine is more critical than ever. Pharmacovigilance, the science and activities involved in detection, assessment, understanding, and prevention of adverse drug reaction, plays a vital role in safeguarding public health worldwide. This advanced certification course in pharmacovigilance is designed to equip you with industry relevant knowledge and practical skill to excel in roles such as drug safety associate, pharmacovigilance specialist, or medical reviewer. Throughout this program, you'll learn about critical topics such as drug development and key pharmacovigilance terminologies right from the basics. We'll also look at adverse event, serious adverse event, and case processing, as well as global regulatory framework and guidelines from FDA, EMA, and WHO, along with ICH. We'll then move on to advanced industry specific areas such as signal detection, risk management, and safety data management system, and you'll also gain hands-on understanding of key pharmacovigilance processes such as ICSR reporting, MedDRA coding, which are essential for real-world pharmacovigilance operations. Plus, you'll also explore career pathways, job roles, and interview preparation strategies to help you confidently enter or grow within the pharmacovigilance field. With practical examples and real world case studies, a step by step guidance, this course bridges the gap between academic learning and professional application. By the end of this course, you'll not only have the complete understanding of pharmacovigilance process, but you'll be ready to build a successful career. Whether you're a life science graduate or a clinical research professional or someone looking to transition into pharmacovigilance, this course will give you clarity, confidence, and the certification to take your career to the next level. So, if you are ready to make an impact on global drug safety, join me inside this course. We'll see you soon. So, hello and welcome to Advanced Certification in Pharmacovigilance and Drug Safety. In this particular module, we will understand what exactly is this certification about. This particular certification is very special and interesting because it doesn't require any kind of prerequisite or understanding about drug development, safety, or pharmacovigilance. In this particular certification, we are going to start at right from the basics and we are going to build your understanding and move forward. So let us understand what exactly are the ingredients and key elements of this certification and how we are going to move forward. So first and foremost, we are going to start with fundamentals of pharmacovigilance and drug safety. We are going to understand right from the basic what exactly it means to have drug safety, what exactly is pharmacovigilance right from its definition, what are the critical elements. To understand that, we have to start right from drug development. So how a drug or a molecule is developed, what are the processes involved, how that particular molecule moves to preclinical testing, to clinical trials, and to the marketing approval. Even after marketing approval, there is a certain requirement to analyze the drug safety. Okay, and that is where pharmacovigilance comes into picture. Not exactly after post marketing, but through the entire process of monitoring the adverse event. We are also going to understand the historical origin of pharmacovigilance. How did everything start, and what are the current pharmacovigilance standards? We will also be focusing on the basics, terminologies, and concepts of pharmacovigilance, because understanding each and every terminology will definitely help you improve understanding the pharmacovigilance process. So, in the beginning of the modules, we will be focusing on the fundamentals of pharmacovigilance. Once we have an understanding of fundamentals, we are going to move at the critical elements of pharmacovigilance. We will understand important terminologies and concepts such as adverse events and adverse drug reaction. We will be focusing also on serious adverse event and what are the criteria for serious adverse event. Then we move on to understand the basics element of pharmacovigilance. We will look at signal detection, triage, SUSARs, PSURs, and risk analysis reports. Then we will be understanding what are the global regulatory guidelines for pharmacovigilance, which particular country has which particular guidelines. We will be looking at guidelines from WHO, EMA, the best pharmacovigilance guidelines that is available to the entire world. Next, we'll be focusing on case processing as well as safety data management. We will understand how exactly safety data comes, what is the case processing process, followed by what exactly happens to the safety data. So that is about the basic elements of pharmacovigilance. Next, we move on to the function. So how does exactly pharmacovigilance operate? What are the functioning element of pharmacovigilance? So we will start from individual case safety reporting, that is ICSR, which is one of the most critical element of any pharmacovigilance activity. And there are 8 major parts of ICSR. So we will be analyzing each part one by one so that you can have a solid and holistic understanding and a comprehensive knowledge of the ICSR process and the aggregate reporting process. We will be also focusing on the pharmacovigilance cycle and how the safety data flows from one step to another so that you can have an end-to-end understanding of all the concepts and the processes involved in pharmacovigilance. Next, we'll be focusing on the gold standard of pharmacovigilance, that is the EudraVigilance, as well as what exactly are activities conducted by the Uppsala Monitoring Center by WHO. So if you know about anything about pharmacovigilance, then Uppsala Monitoring Center is doing a fantastic job for pharmacovigilance. So understanding about UMS is very critical. Then we move on to the MedDRA coding. Okay, so for whatever adverse event or whatever medical terminology is there, we need to have a centralized standard. So for that we use MedDRA coding. So to understand the concepts of safety event coding, we have to understand MedDRA coding. So we are going to look at a deeper level at MedDRA coding so that you can get a better understanding that how exactly the adverse event or the safety events are coded for pharmacovigilance. Then we will be also looking at critical national programs such as Pharmacovigilance Program of India or PvPI. These programs are set at the national level and which create global standards that how exactly safety event reporting should be done, how exactly adverse event reporting should be done. So we will be understanding these programs in detail. So that is about the pharmacovigilance functions. Next up, once we have a very good understanding of the basics of the functioning of the entire process of pharmacovigilance, we will explore how can we pursue a career in pharmacovigilance. So for that, we need to have understanding where exactly is pharmacovigilance applicable in pharma industry, in biotech industry. Okay, with the advent of artificial intelligence, with the advent of latest cutting edge medical technology, we need to understand which are the upcoming roles so that we can make a successful career out of it. For that, we are going to look at various career opportunities for students as well as the pharmacy professional also. And that includes various life sciences professionals, medicine professional, and people with life sciences background. Okay, so we are going to not only map out the career, not only seek the opportunities, but we are going to prepare for the interviews as well. Because at the end of the day, whatever knowledge you gain through this certification, if it is not applied at the interview level or at the career level, then that becomes ineffective. So in this particular certification, you will also get a dedicated module which will tell you how the interviews are conducted, what exactly are the activities or what exactly are the questions that are asked in the interview, based on all the knowledge, all the key concepts and terminology that we are going to cover in a gradual manner in this particular certification. And we will also map out your career and various strategies that you can apply for a successful pharmacovigilance career. So that is about exploring the pharmacovigilance career. Last but not the least, at the end of the certification, we will analyze what exactly are the skill set that you have achieved through this course. Because at the end of the day, whenever you're going to use this certification or list out in your CV, you're going to need to explain what are the key learnings that you have achieved in this certification. So that will be discussed, followed by how this certification can be applied at various job roles, at various platforms that we can discuss, followed by various tips and suggestions that how can you use this certification or the knowledge from this certification in a successful job search and make a career in pharmacovigilance and drug safety out of it. We will also discuss various key takeaways of this certification, followed by you will also get to test your knowledge through the final quiz that we have at the end of the certification. So if you observe whatever we have discussed about this certification, you will be very much convinced that this certification doesn't start from pharmacovigilance but goes back to the basics to make your understanding to the current activities of pharmacovigilance. We cover all the guidelines, all the standards, what are the future in pharmacovigilance, and we accumulate that particular knowledge and also focus on the application part of it so that you can make a good career. Okay, so that is about the introduction to this particular certification in pharmacovigilance and drug safety. I will see you in the next module.